It began with death, silence, invisibility, all riding on the backs of rats. In the year 1347, ships arrived at ports in Europe. The sailors on board were already dead. Some were barely alive, covered in black boils, blood seeping from their mouths, their bodies trembling. No one knew what it was, but it spread faster than fire in dry grass. Within a few short years, the Black Death would kill hundreds of thousands of people, half of Europe gone, just like that. But this wasn't the beginning of the story. This was just the fallout, the chain reaction that started centuries earlier with silk. 2,000 years before those plagued ships docked, a Chinese explorer named Zhang Qian was captured twice. The first time, he was taken by a tribe called the Xiongnu. They held him prisoner for years, but he didn't give up. After escaping, he went deeper west, through harsh mountains and endless desert. His journey was long, painful, and uncertain. But what he saw would change history. He discovered horses. Not just any horses, but stronger, faster, unlike anything China had. He saw spices, music, religions, and ideas unlike his own. When he finally returned home, he told the emperor everything. That was the moment the Silk Road was born. It wasn't a single road. It was a massive spider web, stretching from China across deserts and mountains through the Middle East, all the way to Rome. Merchants didn't travel the whole route. They passed goods like runners in a relay race, one trader handing a bundle to another, city after city, thousands of miles across 2 continents. And yes, silk was the star. It shimmered in the sunlight, soft as a cloud. The Romans were obsessed. They said it felt like wearing nothing at all. Only the Chinese knew how to make it, and they guarded the secret like it was gold. In fact, if you told someone how to make silk, they could kill you for it. That's how serious it was. But the Silk Road wasn't just about silk. Along with it came paper, spices, glass, gunpowder, and stories told in dozens of languages. Ideas moved like wind, from India to China, from Persia to Europe. A Buddhist monk might meet a Roman soldier in a market stall. In Samarkand, a Jewish trader might sell incense to a Mongol warrior. It was the ancient world's internet, slow, dangerous, but full of connection. And danger was everywhere. Bandits lurked in the deserts. One wrong step and your caravan might vanish in a sandstorm. Mountains were cold enough to freeze you to death in a single night. Merchants sometimes joined massive groups for safety. Hundreds of people and camels walking together, forming moving cities across the wilderness. But people kept walking because the road meant wealth, power, survival. Then came the Mongols, ruthless, brilliant. They didn't just conquer, they built. Under Genghis Khan and his descendants, the Silk Road became safer than ever. It was called the Pax Mongolica, Mongol peace. For the first time in history, a merchant could travel from one end of the road to the other under one empire's watch. Marco Polo did just that. He left Venice as a teenager and returned decades later with stories of cities lit by candles, paper money, and fireworks that lit up the sky. But with connection comes risk. In the 14th century, a new danger moved along the same routes. Not silk, not spice, but something darker. It rode in grain sacks, under the fur of rats, inside the lungs of traders. And it spread faster than anything the world had seen. The same road that carried ideas now carried death. But the story of the Silk Road doesn't end with a plague. Something else was coming, something faster, bigger, more powerful than any camel caravan. and it would change the world forever.